Tonight could mark the beginning of an extraordinary transformation in your life. It may sound like a bold promise, but I invite you to reflect. How many times have you wished to change something about your reality? Perhaps overcoming a challenge, achieving a dream, or simply feeling more connected to life. The good news is that this change is within your reach, and it can start today, right now. In this video, we'll explore how Joe Dispenza's teachings can help you reprogram your mind, shift your energy, and create a reality that truly aligns with your deepest desires. Grab a notebook and pen to jot down insights. Open your mind and get ready to discover how every choice, thought, and emotion can shape your future. Oh, and before we dive in, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications for more content like this. Are you ready to create an extraordinary life together? Everything you live, feel, and experience in your reality is a direct reflection of your mind. At first glance, this idea might seem abstract or philosophical, but it's actually deeply scientific and practical. Joe Dispenza teaches us that our thoughts and emotions are the primary tools for shaping the world around us, starting with understanding how the mind works. Think of your brain as a creative instrument, a sort of architect constantly designing the reality you experience. The way you think and feel lays the foundation of your life, one brick at a time. The question is, are you aware of what you're building? Our brain is incredibly adaptable. The term neuroplasticity refers to the brain's ability to reorganize its neural connections, creating new pathways and networks based on our thoughts, experiences, and learning. This means that even if you've spent years repeating negative patterns, you're far from being stuck in them. At any moment, you can start reprogramming your mind to work in your favor. But how does this process work? Let's delve deeper. The thoughts you choose to have, whether consciously or unconsciously, are not neutral. They trigger a chain of chemical and electrical reactions in your brain, activating specific neural circuits and strengthening certain connections. When you repeatedly focus on the same topics such as worries, limitations, or negative beliefs, these connections become stronger, like trails that get more defined the more they're traveled. Over time, these thought patterns become automatic, almost like background programs running without your awareness. And here lies the biggest challenge. If we don't become conscious of these programs, they continue to drive our lives. However, Joe Dispenza shows us that just as these connections can be reinforced, they can also be weakened and replaced. Imagine you have a mental habit of always worrying about the future. Each time you consciously choose to redirect that thought and focus on something positive like gratitude or trust, you weaken the old connection and create a new one. This process may seem simple, but it's incredibly powerful. With consistency, you literally reshape the architecture of your brain, laying the foundation for a new reality. Here's where it gets even more interesting. Our thoughts don't act alone. They need emotional fuel to become truly powerful. Think of your thoughts as the blueprint of a building and your emotions as the energy needed to start constructing it. When you feel something intensely, whether it's fear, joy, sadness, or love, your body responds by releasing hormones and chemicals that amplify that experience. If you repeatedly associate negative emotions with certain thoughts, your body becomes conditioned to live in that emotional state. This creates a kind of vicious cycle. Your thoughts reinforce your emotions, and your emotions, in turn, feed your thoughts. But the same mechanism can be used to create something positive. When you combine a clear thought, like "I am prosperous," with an elevated emotion, such as gratitude or enthusiasm, you activate a creative state in both body and mind. In this state, you begin to send an energetic signal to the universe, attracting circumstances that resonate with that frequency. This isn't just a metaphysical concept. Studies show that our emotions even affect the electromagnetic field around the heart, creating a wave that influences our environment. That's why Dispenza emphasizes the importance of training your mind to think intentionally and deliberately. It's not enough to think positively occasionally or only when life seems to be going well. It requires a conscious effort to observe your thoughts and redirect them whenever you notice they're aligning with an old version of yourself, one perhaps stuck in fear, scarcity, or insecurity. This effort can seem challenging at first, especially because most of us spend much of our time on autopilot, repeating thoughts and emotional patterns without realizing it. This is where the practice of meditation becomes a powerful tool. During meditation, you create a space to disconnect from the external environment, the body, and even time. In this state, your mind is no longer automatically reacting to circumstances and can become an active tool for creation. Imagine closing your eyes and starting to visualize the life you desire. You see yourself healthy, happy, abundant, and at peace. Now, instead of just seeing this mental image, you also allow yourself to feel what it would be like to live that reality. This combination of clear thoughts and elevated emotions creates a kind of imprint on the brain and body, aligning you with this new possibility. Here is the most fascinating part. The brain doesn't differentiate between a real experience and one vividly imagined. This means that when you practice this visualization with emotional intensity, your brain starts building neural networks as if it were already real. Over time, this new configuration begins to influence your actions, decisions, and even the opportunities that arise in your life. It's as if you're tuning your mind to attract experiences that match this new frequency. Another essential point is understanding that this isn't about ignoring your current reality or pretending challenges don't exist. The key is recognizing where you are, but not allowing that to define where you can go. When you shift your focus from problems to solutions, from limitations to possibilities, you begin to access a new level of personal power. This requires practice, consistency, and above all, a clear decision that you are no longer willing to live in the same mental and emotional state as before. So, the mind truly is the architect of your reality. Every thought you have is like a brick being placed in your construction, and every emotion you feel provides the energy needed to raise that structure. By becoming aware of this process and taking control of it, you shift from a passive role to that of an active creator of your life. And it doesn't matter where you are right now or what you've experienced in the past, the change can begin immediately. The decision to build a new reality is in your hands. Everything in the universe vibrates, from the smallest particles to the vast galaxies floating in the cosmos. This isn't just a metaphysical idea, but a scientific truth supported by quantum physics. When Joe Dispenza talks about frequency, he's referring to this intrinsic vibration of everything that exists, including our thoughts and emotions. Every thought you have carries a frequency, just as every emotion you feel does. What makes this fascinating is that your external reality is directly influenced by the internal frequencies you emit. Aligning thoughts and emotions is the key to accessing frequencies that attract a new reality. To understand the impact of frequencies, imagine that you are a radio station. If you want to hear a specific song, you need to tune the radio dial to the frequency of the station broadcasting it. The same applies to your life. To attract experiences, people, or circumstances that align with what you desire, you must tune your mind and body to the right frequency. Positive, clear thoughts combined with elevated emotions are what adjust this internal dial. Here's the critical point. Many people operate on frequencies that don't align with what they want. They may wish for abundance but spend their days worrying about a lack of money. They may long for a loving relationship but vibrate in resentment, loneliness, or neediness. This creates an energetic mismatch. It's not that the universe is denying their desires, but rather that they are sending conflicting signals. The universe, like a mirror, reflects exactly what you're emitting. This is where the alignment of thoughts and emotions becomes essential. Joe Dispenza explains that thoughts are the electrical component of this equation, while emotions are the magnetic component. Together, they create the electromagnetic field you project into the world. For example, if you think, "I want a new job," you are setting an intention. But if that thought is accompanied by emotions like anxiety or doubt, the signal you emit will be weak and incoherent. Now, if you combine that thought with an elevated emotion, like gratitude or excitement, your field becomes powerful and coherent, amplifying the likelihood of attracting what you desire. A practical way to start this alignment is by cultivating clarity about what you want to create. Often, people have vague or generic desires, such as "I want to be happy" or "I want to be successful." While these are valid goals, they don't provide clear direction for your mind and body. Dispenza suggests defining a specific and detailed intention. For instance, instead of saying, "I want to be successful," think, "I want a career that inspires me, where I can contribute something meaningful, earning an income that allows me to live comfortably and freely." This level of clarity is essential for tuning your thoughts to the right frequency. However, clarity of thought alone isn't enough. It's necessary to activate the emotions that accompany the realization of that desire. How would you feel if you were already living that reality? Maybe you feel joy, gratitude, peace, or excitement. The key is to cultivate these emotions in the present, even before seeing external results. This might seem counterintuitive, but it's one of the fundamental principles of Joe Dispenza's teachings. Don't wait for something to change to feel good. Feel good now to create the change. The power of emotions goes beyond psychology. Studies show that positive emotions have a profound impact on the electromagnetic field around the heart, making it more coherent. This coherence creates a ripple effect, influencing not just your internal state, but also your environment. People around you start responding differently. Unexpected opportunities might arise. And this isn't a coincidence, it's the result of a vibrational shift. When you vibrate in gratitude, for example, you emit a frequency that attracts more reasons to be grateful. However, this practice requires consistency. Aligning thoughts and emotions isn't something you do once and then forget. It's a habit that needs to be cultivated daily. Dispenza often emphasizes the importance of training the mind to focus on what you want rather than what you fear or wish to avoid. This can be challenging, especially because the human mind has a natural tendency to focus on problems and threats, a survival instinct from our evolutionary past. But by bringing awareness to your thoughts and redirecting them, you begin to recondition your mind to think intentionally. A powerful exercise to initiate this process is visualization. Close your eyes and imagine your ideal life in as much detail as possible. Don't worry about how it will happen. Focus on the what and, more importantly, the why. Feel the emotions associated with this vision as if it were already real. Maybe you feel empowered, fulfilled, or loved. Allow those emotions to fill your body. This practice not only changes your vibration, but also begins to program your subconscious to seek opportunities and actions aligned with that vision. Another crucial point Joe Dispenza emphasizes is the importance of staying present. Often, when focusing on what we want, we catch ourselves thinking about the past or worrying about the future. This disrupts the creative flow. The present moment is where all creation happens. When you allow yourself to be fully present, without distractions, you connect with the quantum field, the space where all possibilities exist. In this state, you access a level of consciousness that transcends your usual limitations and opens doors to new realities. Finally, aligning thoughts and emotions requires patience and practice. It's not a linear or instantaneous process. There will be days when your energy feels low or when old patterns try to resurface. This is part of the journey. The important thing is to stay committed to the process, remembering that every moment of alignment is a step toward transformation. As you develop this habit of aligning clear thoughts with elevated emotions, you will notice subtle yet powerful changes in your life. Things will start to flow more naturally. You will feel more connected to yourself and the universe around you. Eventually, you will realize that you are not just creating a new reality, but also becoming a new person, someone who lives in alignment with what they wish to attract. The frequency of change is within your reach, ready to be tuned into. All you need to do is decide to align with it and stay consistent in that commitment. The idea that the past governs the present may seem daunting, but that's exactly what happens when we live in a state of unconsciousness. Joe Dispenza teaches us that most people spend 95% of their lives operating on autopilot, repeating the same thoughts, emotions, and behaviors day after day. This is no coincidence. It is the direct result of how the brain and body become conditioned to familiar patterns over time. To create a new reality, it is essential to break these automatic patterns and stop living in the past. The past, most of the time, is not just a distant memory. It manifests in the present as the emotions we carry. Every time we experience something impactful, whether positive or negative, it leaves an emotional imprint on our body and mind. For example, an experience of rejection or loss can trigger feelings of sadness or fear, which in turn shape our perception of the world. Over time, these emotions become habitual and end up defining our mental and physical state. It's as if we are trapped in an old version of ourselves, replaying the same emotional movie repeatedly. This automatic cycle is reinforced by the biology of our body. Every thought we have generates a chemical response in the brain, releasing neurotransmitters that affect our emotional state. If you repeatedly think about something stressful or negative, your body becomes accustomed to living in that state. Stress hormones like cortisol flood your system, creating a constant sense of alertness or tension. And here's the problem: the longer you live in that state, the more your body adapts to it as if it were the new normal. In this way, the body begins to live in the past, reacting to emotional memories as if they were real threats in the present. Breaking this cycle requires conscious effort, but it is absolutely possible. The first step is awareness. You need to recognize the thoughts and emotions that are keeping you stuck in the past. This requires mindfulness and honesty with yourself. Ask yourself, what thoughts am I repeating every day? What emotions am I constantly feeding? From this observation, you can begin to identify the patterns that no longer serve your growth. The practice of meditation is one of the most powerful tools for disconnecting from the past. During meditation, you enter a state of stillness where you can observe your thoughts and emotions without identifying with them. Joe Dispenza describes this as stepping out of the program, breaking the automatic patterns that govern your life. When you sit to meditate, you create space to disconnect the body from the environment, from time, and even from your own identity. In this space, you can start redirecting your energy to create something new. But breaking free from the past is not just a mental exercise, it is also a physical transformation. Your body is so accustomed to certain emotions like anger, fear, or sadness that when you try to change, it resists. This resistance can show up as discomfort, impatience, or even doubt. Dispenza calls this body memory. Your body literally remembers what it's like to live in a specific emotional state and tries to return to it, even if that state is harmful. Overcoming this resistance requires persistence. You must be willing to feel this temporary discomfort while training your body to live in a new emotional frequency. One of the biggest challenges in breaking free from the past is that it often manifests in the relationships and environment around us. For instance, you may be trying to let go of a pattern of insecurity but are surrounded by people or situations that reinforce that insecurity. Joe Dispenza suggests that to create a new reality, you need to start imagining yourself outside of these circumstances. This doesn't mean ignoring the challenges of the present, but rather beginning to project yourself into a future where you are no longer tied to them. Visualizing a higher version of yourself is a powerful act of creation. By doing this regularly, you start to form new neural connections and move beyond the limitations imposed by the past. Another essential aspect is replacing old patterns with new ones. When you decide to break free from the past, you can't simply eliminate a habit or emotion. You need to replace it with something aligned with your new vision. For example, if you notice you're constantly feeding self-critical thoughts, you can start practicing positive affirmations. If you find yourself living in a state of anxiety, you can begin cultivating emotions like gratitude or joy. These changes may seem small at first, but with consistency, they create a profound impact. Dispenza also emphasizes the importance of not letting your external environment dictate your internal state. Many people believe they need to change their external circumstances before they can change internally, but this approach rarely works. When you change from within, when you decide to stop living in the past and start cultivating thoughts and emotions aligned with the future you desire, the external environment inevitably responds. You begin to attract situations, opportunities, and people that resonate with your new energy. Breaking free from the past is, above all, an act of courage. It requires you to face the parts of yourself that are comfortable with the familiar, even if it means living in pain or limitation. It also requires letting go of the need to control everything and trusting the process of transformation. As Dispenza says, you need to go beyond the identity you've built over the years and start becoming someone new, someone who lives in the present and creates the future intentionally. As you practice these steps, you will begin to notice subtle yet profound changes in your life. The past will lose its hold on you. Emotions that once felt inevitable will start to fade away. Thoughts that used to drain your energy will give way to new ideas and perspectives. This process doesn't happen overnight, but every small progress is a testament to your power of transformation. You are no longer trapped in the automatic cycle. You are in control, creating a new story. This is true freedom. The subconscious state is one of the most powerful tools for transformation available to us. Joe Dispenza teaches that during sleep, the mind enters a heightened state of receptivity, where deeply ingrained patterns can be accessed and reprogrammed. This is the moment when we can plant the seeds of a new reality, using the power of intentions, emotions, and visualizations to create a life more aligned with our desires. To understand how this works, we need to delve into the dynamics of brain waves and the role of the subconscious in shaping human experience. During the day, our minds predominantly operate in beta brain waves associated with alertness and attention to the external world. This is the state in which we process information, solve problems, and react to stimuli around us. However, as we approach sleep, our brain waves begin to slow down, moving through alpha and theta states until reaching delta, characteristic of deep sleep. This process is like crossing a portal to the subconscious, where the mind is more open and susceptible to new information. It is in this intermediate state between wakefulness and deep sleep that the key to reprogramming the mind lies. When we are in the theta state, for example, our brains are no longer analyzing or judging information. Instead, they absorb everything directly. Think of the subconscious as a kind of fertile soil. During the day, your conscious thoughts plant seeds, but at night, while you sleep, those seeds begin to take root. The question is, what kind of seeds are you planting? Many people, without realizing it, use this transitional moment to reinforce negative patterns. Imagine someone going to bed full of worries about debts, resentment over a relationship, or anxiety about the future. These thoughts and emotions create a specific vibration that is then amplified during sleep. The subconscious interprets these messages as orders and continues to reinforce them, perpetuating the same state of lack, pain, or fear. On the other hand, when you use this moment to nurture positive thoughts and emotions, you are programming your subconscious to attract circumstances that reflect this new energy. The practice of reprogramming your mind before sleep begins with a simple act of intention. Before going to bed, take a few minutes to disconnect from the external world. This could mean turning off the TV, avoiding social media, or simply finding a quiet space where you can reflect. During this time, choose a specific desire or goal you'd like to manifest in your life. It could be something related to health, abundance, love, or any other area where you feel a need for transformation. The most important thing is that your intention is clear and specific. After identifying your intention, begin visualizing it in as much detail as possible. If your desire is to improve your health, for instance, imagine yourself living fully healthy, feeling energized and vibrant. See yourself engaging in activities you enjoy, feeling joy and vitality in every movement. More than just visualizing, allow yourself to feel the emotions associated with this new reality. How would it feel to wake up every morning full of energy? How would it feel to experience the pleasure of being completely at peace with your body? These emotions are the fuel that brings your intention to life. Another powerful element that can be incorporated into this practice is gratitude. Joe Dispenza often highlights that gratitude is an emotion that signals to the body and mind that something has already happened. When you feel gratitude for something that is not yet manifested physically, you are creating coherence between your body and your intention. It's as if you're telling the universe, I trust that this is already mine. This vibration of trust and fulfillment is extremely magnetic and has the power to attract circumstances that align with this frequency. As you lie down to sleep, keep these images and emotions alive in your mind. Don't worry about doing it perfectly. The goal is not to control every thought, but simply to immerse yourself in a state of relaxation and connection with your intention. As you fall asleep, your subconscious will continue to process these images and feelings, transforming them into patterns that begin to influence your actions, decisions, and even the people and opportunities that show up in your life. The impact of this practice is not only emotional or mental, but also physical. Studies show that during sleep, the brain processes information, consolidates memories, and strengthens neural connections. When you use this time to focus on elevated thoughts, you are literally reconfiguring your brain to operate on a new level. Furthermore, the deep relaxation state during sleep reduces levels of stress hormones like cortisol, allowing the body to regenerate and function more efficiently. This practice can also be reinforced throughout the day, especially in the morning. When you wake up, your mind is still in a slower brainwave state, making this moment equally powerful for programming your intention. Joe Dispenza suggests that, upon waking, you take a few minutes to reaffirm your vision and express gratitude for it, as if it has already happened. This creates a continuous cycle of alignment between what you desire and what you vibrate, strengthening the connection with your new reality. It's important to remember that transformation is a gradual process. While some people report near-instant changes, for most, it's a path of practice and consistency. Each night you dedicate to this practice is like adding more bricks to the construction of your new reality. Don't give up if you don't see immediate results. Trust the process and continue cultivating your intention with patience and dedication. By mastering the use of the subconscious state, you begin to realize that sleep is not just a moment of rest, but an opportunity for intentional creation. You become the architect of your own mind, using each night as a laboratory to experiment, visualize, and manifest. And sooner or later, this practice will begin to reflect in your life in ways you might never have imagined. When you go to bed in peace, with clarity of purpose and elevated feelings, you are literally tuning your mind and body to a new day full of possibilities. This is the beauty of working with the subconscious. It doesn't require constant effort or vigilance. All it takes is a consistent practice and the willingness to trust in the power of your mind to create. The moment you surrender to sleep with intention and gratitude, something extraordinary begins to happen. Your new reality is on its way. The moment you wake up is a crucial point in determining how the rest of your day will unfold. Joe Dispenza highlights that the early hours of the morning are a unique window of opportunity where your mind and body are particularly receptive to new programming. If you want to maintain the transformation you began overnight, you must learn to use this morning period consciously and intentionally. It is in this moment, between the transition from sleep to wakefulness, that your brain waves are still slowed, hovering between the theta and alpha states. This means the subconscious is still open and accessible, ready to receive the intentions you choose to plant. Many people, however, begin their day in a state of reactivity. As soon as they open their eyes, their thoughts are flooded with worries, to-do lists, and external stimuli like phone notifications or news. This habit of disconnecting from oneself right upon waking is one of the reasons why so many live on autopilot, perpetuating the same emotional and mental patterns of the past. Instead, Joe Dispenza encouraged us to transform the start of the day into a ritual of alignment with our new reality. This isn't just a mental exercise, but a practice of reconnecting with the coherence you began creating the night before. When you wake up, your first decision should be to observe your thoughts. Often, as you open your eyes, your mind will try to return to the habitual patterns of the previous day. This is natural, as your brain has been conditioned over the years to repeat the same neural circuits. Thoughts like "I'm late," "I have so much to do today," or "I hope nothing goes wrong" may arise automatically. The key is not to identify with these thoughts. Instead, recognize them as old patterns attempting to regain control and gently redirect your attention to the present moment. This mindfulness practice is the first step to starting the day on a high frequency. Ask yourself, who do I want to be today? This simple yet powerful question directs your mind toward a conscious vision of your ideal self. Rather than being carried away by the same thoughts of the past, you begin to create an intention for the day. For example, if you noticed you were very anxious yesterday, today you might decide, "I want to live with calm and confidence." If you want to cultivate more gratitude, you might affirm, "Today, I choose to find reasons to be grateful in every moment." These intentions, though simple, have a profound impact on how your brain begins to operate. After setting your intention, take a few minutes for a brief visualization exercise. Close your eyes and imagine the day ahead. Visualize yourself handling your commitments, interacting with people, and completing tasks with confidence, joy, or whatever emotion you wish to experience. The key is not just to see these scenes in your mind, but to feel the emotions associated with them. For instance, if you have an important meeting, imagine yourself entering the room or logging onto a virtual meeting feeling prepared, calm, and in control. Feel the relief and satisfaction of a successful performance. The more vividly you can imagine and feel, the stronger the impact this practice will have on your energy. Another essential component of maintaining transformation upon waking is gratitude. Dispenza frequently highlights that gratitude is one of the most powerful emotions to change your vibration. When you begin your day focused on what you already have and on the possibilities ahead of you, you are sending a clear signal to the universe that you are aligned with abundance. Before even getting out of bed, take a few minutes to express gratitude for 3 specific things. It doesn't need to be something grand. It could be simple things like the comfort of your bed, the support of a friend, or even the air you breathe. What's important is to feel the gratitude genuinely, allowing it to fill your body. In addition to mental and emotional practices, your body also plays a crucial role in maintaining high frequency in the morning. Upon waking, your body is still adjusting its internal chemistry after sleep, which is why physical movement can be so powerful. Practices such as gentle stretches, yoga, or even a short walk can help release tension and activate the flow of energy in your body. This not only improves your physical state, but also reinforces the link between your mental intention and physical action, creating a cycle of alignment. Conscious breathing is another powerful tool to start the day on a high frequency. A simple exercise is to inhale deeply for 4 seconds, hold your breath for 4 seconds, and exhale slowly for 6 seconds. Repeat this for a few minutes, focusing on the sensation of the air entering and leaving your body. This practice helps calm the nervous system, reducing any lingering stress and bringing you into a state of presence. Throughout the day, it's natural for external situations to test your state of alignment. An unexpected email, a negative comment, or heavy traffic might challenge your ability to stay on a high frequency. Here's what Dispenza teaches us. These moments are opportunities, not obstacles. Each time you notice that something external has triggered you and you choose to return to the state you defined in the morning, you are strengthening your ability to stay in control of your energy. This simple act of redirecting your attention is one of the most important steps in sustaining transformation over time. Finally, ending the day by reflecting on what you accomplished is another way to reinforce the progress you've made. Before bed, take a few minutes to mentally review your day. Ask yourself, was I the person I wanted to be today? How can I improve tomorrow? Use this moment to acknowledge your advancements and reaffirm your intention to keep growing. This practice closes the cycle of daily transformation, preparing your mind to continue the work during sleep. When you take control at the start of your day, you create a ripple effect that impacts every aspect of your life. Each morning is an opportunity to start fresh, to reaffirm who you want to be, and to align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with your vision. Over time, these practices become habits, and you realize that transformation isn't something distant or difficult, but a continuous, natural process that is within your reach. Every morning, you plant the seeds for a reality increasingly aligned with your true potential. Did you realize you have the power to transform your reality in your hands? It all begins with the decision to break free from the automatic patterns of the past and align your mind and heart with the life you want to create. Tonight, by applying the simple exercises we discussed like visualization before sleep and practicing gratitude, you will be taking the first step toward profound change. Remember, every small effort counts. Your mind is like a garden, and every thought is a seed. Cultivate what you want to see flourish and trust the process. True change happens when you combine clear intention with elevated emotion, repeatedly until your new state feels as natural as breathing. Now, I want to hear from you. What will be your first intention to plant tonight? Share it in the comments and inspire others who are also starting this journey. And don't forget to like and share this content with someone who also needs to hear this message. Tonight, you begin to reconnect with your infinite power to create. Give yourself this gift. You deserve it.